The Bitcoin chart is currently in an uptrend, but the RSI on the weekly time frame is showing a downward trend. Are we really at the end of the cycle? Has the cycle actually ended? I don't think so, because we have been above the 100,000 level for over 178 days. You can see here. More than 178 days. If 120,000 was truly our top, that would mean we have stayed near the top for more than 178 days. But if you look at the previous cycle, you see, if you look at the previous cycle, we were able to stay above at the top for less than 40 days. You see, 40 days, very short. This time, however, we have been above that level for over 178 days. So, do you really think we have reached the end of the cycle? I don't know. Hello everyone, welcome to the Crypto Ods. Today is the last day of the October, and the Bitcoin monthly candle closing today shows a negative 3.52%. Will November and December also be negative? And what is the reason behind October being down or not? Actually, I don't know. But let's analyze the reason today. Maybe we can find a logical explanation. The cause of that drop and October's negative performance historically. However, September was bullish for Bitcoin. October was always bullish as well, but this time everything behaved differently. After September closed positive at 5.16%, October closed negative at 3.52%. Does this mean that November and December will push the market further down? That situation never had before, so nobody knows. Here are the 5 key takeaways from the Fed meeting and Powell news conference. The interest rate was cut by 25 basis points because he wants to take a slightly more conservative view of the economy. Paul emphasized that it's not certain we will see another rate cut in December. More data needs to be analyzed. I'm not sure which data he plans to review. October's employment data will be released in November, so we can see how much unemployment might rise given all the layoffs that accelerated in October. He always talks like this. I'm not sure exactly what data he's looking for. And another reason is that risks are two sides. On one hand, there is a downward pressure on the labor market, as I mentioned a second before. And the other hand, inflationary pressure. Inflation is still high because our inflation is 2.9%. right now. The Federal Reserve decided to end the reduction of its balance sheet, for example, at the quantitative tightening, I mean, starting in early December. They plan to keep it steady and not implement quantitative easing. Some delays in official data due to the US government shutdown were also an important factor in this decision. Fortunately, amid this chaotic market situation, the Bank of Japan didn't raise interest rate yesterday. At least it didn't fuel this small fire any further. Okay, let's jump up to the some unchanged data. If you look at the short-term holders chart, guys, they started selling their Bitcoin at loss from August 11. You see, August 11, they started to selling their Bitcoin at the loss. Then, starting in at this 29th September to buying the Bitcoin till 6th of the October. They returned the market and began buying until October 6th. After that, they are back in the reds, selling again at a loss. Why do I say the market is going higher? Look at the address that are accumulating and not selling, constantly hitting a new 88s. Compare the accumulation levels in 2021 and 2022. And now, the volume of this accumulating address has grown significantly. You see? Very well, and right now. They are the people who will never sell their Bitcoin. They are the smartest participants in the market. Are you really going to sell your Bitcoin to get the dollars? Only to have inflation away at the end, make your money worthless tomorrow? Look at that. And Bitcoin, which is being withdrawn from the exchange day by day. If you look at the exchange balance, they are drying up. Look at how much we've dropped. How it is possible that Bitcoin is leaving exchange day by day, and we are supposedly at the end of the cycle. Can you believe it? Which cycle has ever seen this happen? Let's jump up to the chart. I drew that chart before. This is my own chart. The long-term trend line, which is clearly visible on our chart from 15,000 until now, and the super trend, every time the market has touched the bottom of our super trend, you see the bottom of the super trend, it has moved upward. You see top bottom of the super trend and move upward. It has moved upward. The current bottom of our super trend is $96,000, 96 to 97, like that, approximately 96. And our 50 weeks SMA is it's around okay, it's around 102,000. And you see that pattern? with the expanding wedge pattern, which is very clear on the weekly and daily time frames. Targets of that pattern, you can see the target of that pattern. Let's clone this, which rounds 55 to 155 to $160,000 can be easily reached. This is the expanding wedge pattern. However, let's see the bearish situation. If something happens and we lose at $107,000, which rounds like here, you see, and our 50-week SMA at 103,000 could hold us. The next support is at 96,000. We shouldn't close a candle below our 50-week SMA. I mean this level. Let's zoom it. If we are close the candle below that 50 weeks SMA, our cycle would end. But I don't see this cycle having a sharp, strong drops, because we didn't see the euphoria zone. So I believe that in this cycle we don't have sharp, strong drops. We should prepare ourselves at levels of, if the market drop, what level can hold it. We should prepare ourselves at levels of 74,000, and the next one 52,000, which is the lowest possible price for this cycle, and be ready to buy at 52,000 with the available funds. You can't find anything as solid as Bitcoin and gold. If you want dollars, remember that the past 4 years have seen 25% inflation. You need to think bigger and smarter, like a Michael Saylor, and have funds ready for any market events. Make sure your dollar exposure is well adjusted. I wish that analyst and this news would be helpful for you guys. Wishing you a great weekend. Peace out.